This is the Horse Radio Network.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1331, where Tigger and Patty from the Healthy Critters Show here on the Horse Radio Network take a look at the role nutrition plays in helping horses with EPM live their best lives. This episode is brought to you by the HRN Auditors. If you're not an auditor yet, go to horsetipdaily.com and click on the official auditor banner to learn more.
And here we are at Critter Nutrition, and today the topic is EPM, new research and nutritional support for our horses. 50 years ago, researchers identified EPM, equine protozoal encephalitis, but it wasn't until the 1990s that the microscopic parasite S. neurona was identified as the culprit. Today we know there are actually two EPM-causing parasites, S. neurona and N. huisi. We also know that the definitive host for S. neurona and S. huisi and their sexual reproduction is the possum. But the intermediate hosts include cats, skunks, raccoons, armadillos, and sea otters. According to the American Association of Equine Practitioners, more than 50%, and in some areas as high as 90%, of horses in the U.S. may have been exposed to the organism that causes EPM. Not all horses exposed to the protozoa will develop the disease or show clinical signs of EPM. Some horses seem to mount an effective immune response and are able to combat the disease before it gains a foothold. Other horses, especially those under stress, can succumb rapidly to the debilitating effects of EPM. EPM has been reported not only in dogs, cats, and horses, but in zebras, raccoons, red pandas, ferrets, skunks, lynx, sea otters, sea lions, and the Pacific harbor seal. The presence of antibodies against S. neuroma and N. huisi in the horse's blood does not mean the horse has EPM. According to research at UC Davis, less than 1% of seropositive animals will go on to develop EPM. The role of stress. Factors researchers have identified as stressful to the horse include shipping, showing, training, and pregnancy. In a 2016 study published in the Journal of Veterinary Internal Medicine, the preventative approaches to EPM include reducing stress, along with reducing exposure to scat from possums. Practical approaches such as not feeding off the ground, providing separate sources of fresh water for horses, and preventing wildlife access to horse pastures, paddocks, and stalls may also help reduce the incidence of protozoal infections in horses. The role of the immune system. Horses have two types of immune responses when exposed to pathogen, humoral and cell-mediated. The humoral response is systemic and involves the production of antibodies to counteract specific antigens. The cell-mediated response is the production of T cells, which protect the body against intracellular organisms. The thymus gland provides the development of T cells. Unlike generalized white blood cells like macrophages, which attack a wide range of antigen-producing pathogens, the T cells respond to a single antigen, such as a specific virus or bacteria. In humans, it is estimated that the thymus gland produces 25 million to a billion different T cells. According to Sharon Witowski, Associate Professor of Equine Field Service in the Department of Large Animal Clinical Sciences at the Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine, researchers have data to support that horses need to develop a cell-mediated response to protect against S. neuroma. The immune system and the GI tract. Throughout the intestinal tract, there are immune cells, lymphocytes, and macrophages. This immune system of the intestinal tract is called gut-associated lymphoid tissue, or GALT. Research has shown that interactions between the immune system and the bacteria colonizing the gut can have profound effects. We know, for instance, that active live probiotics can direct immune cell activity, reducing inflammation and aiding in the production of specific antibodies. Some researchers estimate that 70% of the body's immune cells originate in the gut. Support for EPM horses. Providing immune support for horses with EPM is essential, along with the FDA-approved treatments, Rebalance, Marquis, and Protozil. Immune support. Bovine colostrum contains high levels of immunoglobulin, specifically IgM, IgG, and IgA. These antibodies help neutralize pathogens. Keep in mind that commercial colostrum products vary greatly in quality and method of preparation. Look for high-potency, ethically obtained formulations with an especially high IgG content, such as BioStar's Colostrum 38 EQ. Bovine colostrum is an important food for horses with EPM because it uniquely provides the proline-rich peptides. These are called PRP, that act as regulators of the thymus gland. So now we're back to the cell mediation portion, bringing it to homeostasis. It can keep the thymus gland from overreacting, as in the case of hives, which is an overreaction of the immune system, or kick it into gear if it is underperforming. In the case of EPM, the immune system is underperforming, and so the proline-rich peptides can stimulate the thymus for more T cell production. Bovine colostrum's PRP content can help support the cell-mediate response against S. neuroma. Probiotics. Active live probiotics are important to the immune system tissues in the GI tract. Because there are literally billions of friendly and non-friendly bacteria of various strains that live in the gut, it is important to use probiotics that are multi-strain, providing a variety of healthy bacteria to the gut. The GI tract of horses is not a monoculture. It is a diverse, and a probiotic should reflect that. It is also important to use probiotics that have a high colony-forming unit, CFU count, on the label, which is the standard measurement of active probiotics. For a horse dealing with EPM, you need a minimum of 200 billion CFUs per day, and in some cases as high as 400 billion per day. BioStar's BioFlora EQ probiotic-prebiotic blend provides 100 billion CFUs per serving, making it ideal for EPM support. For EPM horses, I recommend the same cooling probiotic strains, Lactobacillus and Bifidus, used in BioFlora EQ. Yeast probiotics are heating to the GI tract. If an EPM horse is suffering weight loss or anorexia, then adding some yeast probiotics to the cooling probiotics would be beneficial. Managing stress. Stress plays a significant role in gut health and the immune system. It also plays a large role in EPM relapses. Although most common equine stressors are shipping, competing, and training, there are also others. Moving to a different barn or a different stall, losing an equine friend, human stress and drama in and around the barn, a new stall neighbor, a saddle, new bit, bridle that doesn't fit well, sudden changes in weather, extreme heat, the farrier, the vet, layup, a change in hay, barn construction, fireworks, hot air balloons, the arrival of a new horse, changes in barn help, grooms, or owners. When in situations that you know will stress your horse, or when you see signs of stress in your horse, you want to reduce cortisol. You can supplement with holy basil or ashwagandha for cortisol reduction. A supplement that focuses on the brain-gut adrenal axis is BioStar's Theracom, which you can give as needed. Prevention. Keep possums out of the barn and pastures. Keep the feed room door closed so no errant possum can decide to leave his or her urine or feces there. Good horse-keeping management includes maintaining clean outside water troughs. Remember that cats can also be intermediate hosts for microparasites, as can armadillos, skunks, and raccoons. The AAEP recommends that picking up dead skunks, armadillos, raccoons, or cats on your property and disposing the carcasses to prevent possums from eating them may prevent many sporocysts from contaminating the environment and hence reduce the incidence of the disease. Fallen seed from bird feeders and fruit-bearing trees also attract possums. Last year in Wellington, at the house I rented in a residential area, a possum used the backyard privacy fence as a kind of highway around the neighborhood, going from yard to yard and never having to touch ground. When my 2 Australian shepherds caught sight of the possum one night, they sent that animal streaking away. Never saw the possum again, but it shows that even in suburbia, the possum can adapt. As we learn more about EPM and how the equine immune system can fight off the protozoans that cause it, it's important to be mindful of your horse's level of stress and of safeguarding pastures, water sources, barns, and feed rooms.
And that's a wrap. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for your iPhone or your Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. You can also subscribe via iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. And if you're one of those tech-savvy folks that listen to the Horse Radio Network, help your less tech-savvy friends download the app so they can listen too. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.